Hi everyone, amazing people, and welcome to Life with Liu, Life-with-chacha. I swear it's a new day, even though I'm wearing the same sweater. It's just that it's my favorite sweater at the moment. In this week, it's week 4, and we're going to talk about the gift we all got. Number 1 thing, which is life. We're going to talk some about technology. Number 2. Number 3 is left and right brain center. Then we're going to talk about the illusion of separateness, how we are all connected. Yes, we're going to touch on life is a mirror. What does that mean? And love, which could very much be the next human era or take us to the next level. Yes. Okay. Let's dive in. So, the gift we all got, life. Yeah, I mean, it is, isn't it? Like, there are 4 million cells swimming in there trying to get into the egg, and out of 4 million cells, you show up. You, not someone else, like, or me. Yay! And Peter, he's like, why did you want to be here so badly? Why was it you and not someone else? Yeah, and that some of our ancestors, gave up their lives for us to be here. There were times when childbirth was so complicated that dying was normal. And that's a gift, right? Like, life is a gift, and we're lucky, and the question is, what do we do with that gift? 4 million to 1, and you show up. Or I. Yeah, and I think it's a great question. And for me, doing this course is definitely part of really listening to that and taking the responsibility to get something out of life and to live the best life that I can live, to be happy, to fulfill my dreams and my goals, and grow as a person, and just be the best and do the best that I can do. And if I'm not happy, then I am the one who can change that. Yeah. So I am. Yes. By the way, happy Easter today. It is Sunday Easter for me. I'm filming on Sunday. Easter Sunday. Yeah, so happy Easter, everyone. Belated, because you're gonna watch it later. Yeah. Let's move on. So the technology. So Peter talks a bit about this, that there's a paradox, because on the one side, technology teaches us so much. There's so much information out there. Like, so much to learn everywhere. Google, YouTube, TikTok, whatever you watch, there's so much information, and it's so much that we get overwhelmed. Like, especially the emotional root inside of us, according to Peter, gets overwhelmed. And when that tends to get overwhelmed, I will read it. The emotional root tends to be overwhelmed which leads to confusion, which then leads to inaction. Because we are overwhelmed, we get confused, and then we don't act. So we learn so much, but we do nothing. Or let me talk just about me. Like, yeah, I can relate to this. I learn so many things. I see so many things. Maybe I watch a video about a recipe, but do I do the recipe? No. Usually not. Okay, I mean, I'm maybe a strange example because I love cooking or I love food, so I do actually sometimes do those recipes that I watch on YouTube. Yeah, especially vegan brownies by Rainbow Plant Life Nisha. Amazing. Okay. That was so commercial. Sorry about that. Yes. Okay, technology. And we do nothing. Then I wrote down, it's so easy to connect, yet we are so lonely. Yeah, right? I mean, I have my phone on me all the time. I always have the opportunity to write someone, to call someone, to watch someone. And yet I think in general, all society, we haven't felt more lonely than we do now. And I guess it's because it's not about connecting online, it's about connecting in real. And what Peter says is that we have all this technology, but something is missing, right? Like, it's not enough. And he believes what's missing is love. And I can really relate to that. It's like life without love is nothing. Yeah. So I'm gonna try to find the other part where I wrote something about that. No, okay, we're gonna come back to that later, so stick with me. I'm gonna move on to the left and the right brain center. So he says that we use the left brain center so much because it can be measured. Like in school, you do a math test, that can be measured. Technology can be measured. We are pushed into the left brain because it can be measured. Like right brain center, how do you measure creativity? How do you measure how much you care about someone? How do you measure love? I know that there has been attempts to it. I tried it in high school, that they tried to measure like our creativity by setting up a certain amount of rules in my music class, and you had to follow these musical rules. But that's, for me, trying to put what is in the right brain center into the left brain center. And when you put what's supposed to be over here, or what I felt is when I tried to put my creativity in the boundaries and the rule set that was created for the left side, my creativity dies, or it struggles. Like, I'm a dancer, and in school I was supposed to create choreographies, but because I felt like there were so many rules created for the left side of my brain, the right side where my creativity is living and where it is nourished and where it belongs, didn't want to play. Yeah. And now I let it loose and I just say yes, and I don't judge. I only say yes when I create choreographies now. It's just yes, yes, that's good. Yes, I will take that. Yes, yes, yes. And I can create choreographies now on the spot. Like, just like this. During class, I can make a choreography on the spot, which I would never have been able to do before when I was trying to push it over here. So yeah, this is a little side note from my life, that trying to make what doesn't belong in the left side go into the left side by creating rules doesn't really work. Not for me, at least. Okay, enough about that. But it makes sense, right? You can't measure creativity, you can't measure love or how you care about someone. It's unique and different, and yeah. Already ready to move on, that we're already all connected. I like this example that Peter takes. Is like, if you have a glass of water or a glass of milk and you put your fingers or your hand in it, now all of these fingers look like they are an individual on their own, that they are not connected. Here is one unity, here's another, a fourth, a third, a fourth. Yes. And first, when you remove the milk, you can see that they're all connected. And that's what he uses to show or demonstrate that we are all connected. Even though it doesn't look like that, underneath it is like that. And then this story about a white blood cell and a white blood cell and a red blood cell born on different times. They have different jobs, right? One delivers oxygen, the other one something else. I'm not sure, don't remember. But imagine that the white blood cell starts talking to the red blood cell and it's like, hey, how you doing? And the other blood cell goes like, a talking blood cell. Right. But if they could communicate with each other, they would probably think that they were two identities, right? That they were two separate things, which in a way they are, but they're also a part of you. And so they are connected. They are a part of you. They are both inside your bloodstream. Yeah. We don't have a funeral when a blood cell dies. And then he's like, what if you and I were just two blood cells in the universe of consciousness? Would that upset you? Which is a question that I will answer. I think on some level it upsets me to think like I'm not my own person, or that's what I start thinking, that I'm not my own thing, I'm not my own creature, I'm connected to everything else. And so what, do I not have my own will? Do I not matter? But I think that's not the point. I think the point is that I matter and I am connected to everything, so I can stop judging myself. I'm here and that's good, and I'm enough, and I'm loved, and I have my job, whatever I figure out that is, and I am connected. In a way, I'm held, I'm supported, because we are all connected. And when going into this belief that we are all connected and not separate, it's so much easier to let go of selfishness and ego and just be like, I am doing something good, and maybe I exist also partly to serve the greater good. Like, I have a good friend, and sometimes I've been confused about how he's so selfless, and yet he doesn't seem to suffer from it. Like, a lot of selfless people I know are selfless because they don't believe that they're worthy of being wanting more for themselves, or more greedy for themselves, or so on. But this is not the case with him. He's like developing the dance community, doing things for free, working for free to widen dance for everyone who wants to go into dancing, social dancing, couples dancing, and just working on that. And he doesn't expect to get anything, and he also don't give out money. Like, it's all on a basis of everything should be free for everyone, and everyone contributes with whatever they have and they can. And sometimes it feels like he doesn't have his own identity. He's just like part of the world. That's the feeling I sometimes get from him, and it's been puzzling me. But I think he's really in this space that he's like just giving to the world, and the world gives back, and he's doing what he can, and that is his fulfillment. Yeah. I will move on. The illusion of separateness, what keeps us there? And according to Peter, we are too focused on ourselves, too focused on trying to defend ourselves, to try and get the ultimate app. And by the ultimate app, he means love. We're so busy trying to fulfill ourselves so we can get love, which is what we really seek. But we can't move away from that when we're engaging from our thinking center instead of our feeling center. And sometimes to get from the thinking center to the feeling center, you need like a big emotional event, which is what he talks about, and I will talk about in this next part. But first, I want to say that to get away from this to get away, like, that we are too focused on trying to defend ourselves and too focused on trying to fulfill ourselves so that we can get the love. Once we realize that you have love, we have love, I have love, I am loved, I am good enough, I don't have to prove anything, then I think I can move away from that. Yeah. Okay, so about a big emotional event, he tells a story about that. There was this woman who was engaged, and she went to this seminar with Peter, and so he witnessed all of this in Hawaii, and it was in Hawaii. And this woman, she was engaged, and her fiance died in a car crash. And she was so upset, so sad, and she chose to believe that love is not for me. And at some point she meets a new man, and they have a great relationship, and this man wants to move on in the relationship, take it to the next level, as he says. And she's not sure that she wants that. She holds back, right? Because love is not for her. And she goes to the seminar with Peter and listen to a great talker, a woman. And she realized that she has been complaining to the mirror her whole life. AKA, life is a mirror. If you get angry at the mirror, it has no choice then other than to get angry at you. Like, if I look at you right now angry and I see myself in the camera, like it's mirroring me right now. If I'm angry, it's angry back. Like, there's no choice. If you look in a mirror, it will have the same expression as you have towards it, the same attitude that you have towards it, it will come back, right? That's what he means. Life out there, it's a mirror. And she realized that she's been complaining to this mirror, and so she calls her fiance, millennial calling. She called his fiance and her fiance, and she says, "Hey, I realize how stupid I've been. Let's do it. Let's get married when I come back." She's ready to embrace love. And the next morning, he calls her back and leaves a message on the phone, and everyone listens to this message, or Peter heard this message as well. And the man is in the Twin Towers. I think it was the Twin Towers. And the tower has just been hit. And he realizes slowly that he thinks he's going to die. And he's on that phone, and he says to her that he will die a happy man because he got that message from her. Yeah, and in the phone call you can hear the people screaming and the panic, and then the line goes flat. Like, he died, right? And it touches me. Okay, but he managed to get that, like, he got the call and he died happy. Because she had realized that she was ready to embrace him and embrace love. And the story moves on, and she says that, or she could have turned around and said, like, "I told you so." Now he was also taken away from me. Which is so to me, that life happens to me, but instead she chose to see that she had the chance to live a full life. That she survived, that she was still there and she could live, you know? And some people might ask her why, and she answered, "If I had done that 2 years ago, I would have been married by now." Yeah. Letting go of the chains of our excuses. We're moving back to love. Leaving the phone downstairs at night so you can get in touch with how grateful you are to still be here, rather than checking your email before your feet touch the floor. Leaving my phone downstairs. There is no downstairs here. It's just one room. But yeah, leaving my phone maybe on the kitchen counter or somewhere else, so that I can get in touch with how grateful I am to still be here before, and not checking my email before my feet touch the floor. Yeah, I don't know how to do that, because in my morning routine I'm doing my morning routine with Fabulous, and that's on my phone, and that's so hard. So the choice that I'm trying to make in the morning at the moment is to look and turn on Fabulous and not check any messages, not check any emails, just do my morning routine, which is drinking water, listening to daily coaching, exercising, eating breakfast, and celebrating. It's quite a long time. Sometimes I take a long time to do this, because in my exercise I might do yoga for half an hour. My eating might be long, where I cook a big breakfast, and so it's a long time that I try to stay away from reading my messages and my emails, and it's really hard. I'm still not there. Some days I manage, but usually not. Okay, but another thing he says is sitting across someone you love and be able to be there and connect without having your phone. Then you can feel your body and how grateful you are to be there that night. It's a precious moment. I don't care if I risk losing connection or not. From that moment, I'm going to step up and be who I am, authentic, vulnerable. And from that place, the paradox is that you're getting to go get more connection. You're going to get more connection, because that is what people want, is it not? Like, people who are themselves, who are authentic and vulnerable, that's who we want to connect to, I think. And therefore, when I dare to do that, I get more connection. When I teach my dance classes, sometimes I tell them something really vulnerable about myself. And I feel that it creates closeness, it creates connection. Okay. And he finishes off, and so will I. From that place, we can get to the next human development through heart, not just technology. And technology can be something that we use because we have love already. Because we don't use the technology to fulfill that lack of love. Because that lack of love is already fulfilled by human connection, by loving yourself, by building a home in yourself. And therefore we can relate to technology in a healthy way. Yeah. And through heart, we can go to the next human era. Okay. Wow. It's a little out there, I know. But I hope you enjoyed. That is all for me for this week. That was week 4. I look forward to moving on. That means I've done a month of this course. It took me a bit more than a month, but I've done the first 4 weeks, and I'm ready to move on to next week, week 5. Yeah. I love you all. Love to me, love to you, love to the world. Bye.